about it. I only have one moderator. Not even on. But if this accidentally gets popular, we might have a problem.
So the best way is probably go to YouTube. I haven't checked that out for a while.
Alright, there it goes. Hello there, everyone. This is Jam764. Well, it's been a while, but I'm finally back. I'll make a video on all that stuff that's been happening another time. But today I've decided to stream some Railroad Tycoon 3. And maybe KSP or even Train Fever later. And today I'm here with one of my good YouTube friends, Monte Rico Gaming. Say hi, Monte.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Yep.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. He'll be here to commentate, and, well, see how things go. Alright, there it is. Now, originally I was going to stream Train Fever today, but sadly something came up with that. So we're just going to play around in my old favorite, Railroad Tycoon 3.
Be a good little flashback for me as well. Get acquainted with the game.
Yeah, it's been... I mean, I do play it every now and then, but it's been a few years since I've played this on a regular basis. You know what? Let's play Mississippi Valley. I play Tex-Mex, but I think we've already seen enough of that on my old videos.
I do remember going back and watching one.
Yeah. Alright. It's the turn of the century. Industrial age, yada yada, 25 years. Bronze, connect Memphis, St. Louis, Indianapolis. Connect all the cities for silver, as well as Chicago and Detroit. And have a personal net worth of at least 5 million. And gold is the same as silver, except you need to connect Minneapolis with your network as well. And have a personal net worth of at least 15 million. And there are no special conditions. I'd say that's pretty good for a start. Technically, I am slightly cheating, starting a little bit ahead, 1905, but, well, there's a reason for that. Anyway, let's go on and start a new company. Let's see. I usually like default names. Elk River, why not?
Elk River. Now catching up, at first I was like, man, I don't know, talking about how you haven't played for a while, you really memorized the goals for this map.
Yeah.
Came up.
I mean, I used to know all these maps by heart at one. That was a long time ago. Anyway, oh darn. Been having issues with my scroll wheel and I can't quite remember. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, we're gonna have to zoom out the old-fashioned way. But, well, yeah, Monte, you're a bit new to the game, right?
Yes, that's right.
Alright, guess I'll cover a few things. Naturally, Railroad Tycoon 3 is about railroads. That's a given. But, the main focus is to transport stuff from one city to another. Usually people, but mostly cargo. And do it quickly and efficiently. And to whatever scenario guidelines there are. Already know. Luckily, our personal net worth is already 100,000, but I'll have to go into how we can reach that later. But probably the best thing you can do is A, pause the game. Thankfully, it's already paused by default. But B, little globe icon is the overview mode for the map. When you click it, you pretty much learn everything about the entire map. So right now we're in the cargo view, which is showing every single cargo type there is. So we can click on any of the, like say, oil, and it will now show us only oil on the map. Where it's produced are the red arrows, and where it's consumed, green. Also, it'll tell us how valuable it is. As you can see up over here, next to Cleveland, it's worth almost nothing. But over here in, say, Springfield, it's worth a fair amount. This will definitely change in a few years, because right now things can still accept oil and coal in standard cities, but eventually you can only send them to power plants for cities and other industries that require them. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Next, we have holdings by company, but currently the only one on the map until the computers get on. It's blank. Profitability, which actually shows you how profitable industries are, like these farms, for example. The greener they are, the more they make. The redder they are, like this dairy processor, the less they make. So if you have to buy industries on a map, keep that in mind. Also, the value of buying one increases exponentially almost, depending on how well they're doing. Next, we have track grade, which I'll have to show off later because we don't even have tracks. And traffic density, which again, we don't have any trains yet. So, let's start and build. Let's see. Looks like St. Louis is a good place to start. I'm not very fond of having to build bridges right on the start. So I'll start a little higher up in Springfield. And it looks like Springfield to Chicago. Good area. So let's build our station in Springfield. Here. And actually, let me check something important. Okay, good. Take out loans.
Don't want to spend all your money up front. So I'm kind of catching up on the video. So I mean, basically, you get to go through right at the beginning and plan out, you know, your early attack of the game.
Oh yeah.
So what was the reason why you're going from Springfield to Chicago? Is it just basically farming seems to be pretty hot to start?
Yeah, farming's pretty hot, but also a fairly awesome feature of this game, despite its age. Cargo will automatically move from city to city, especially along rivers. Which means we can actually get a fair amount of stuff from St. Louis, going up to Springfield and carrying it from there till we can build there.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, very awesome feature. A lot of people fail to exploit it though. Also, the stations, you'll notice this yellow square. Usually it would be green if we were placing it on a track already. Anything in this area, including on rivers and water, will automatically be picked up instantaneously. Another feature a lot of people forget. Very useful on some maps because they'll be trying to go to a country that you can't get access to, which right now we're in the US. As shown here by this map. But as you can see, this red area, which is Canada by the way, we can't go into. It costs us $500,000 to buy our way into before we can even build there. So let's say if London were a lot closer, it would send a lot more cargo to, say, Detroit, and we can pick it up from there. And some maps will actually make you do that before you can even consider starting to build there. Have track there. Oh, forgot to electrify everything. Since it's 1905, we have the first electric in the game. So we can electrify tracks, but it is very expensive. And if you double track it, it's going to take a few million just to do anything. But for now, I don't plan to run too many trains. Single track will do. And try to follow the river. Very flat. And our trains won't have to go up steep incline. You know what? Let's also stop in Peoria. Credit rating. Hopefully we can get that back up. I'm going to issue some stock, lower our values a little bit, but give us a bit of extra cash.
I also didn't catch how long until some of the other computer players start joining.
They usually join maybe a month or two after you do.
Oh.
It really depends on the map, though. But for now, we'll automatically buy our train before we run out of money. Which is very important. Hate to build all the stuff we need for it. Oh, almost forgot. Oh no, I might not have enough money for it. Yep. Well, I got a little overzealous, so we'll have to use Steam for now. I don't mind as much, but yeah, electrics are far better in this game. Almost game breaking, really. How to use them right. Let's see. Could go with a consolidation or a camelback. 8-wheelers are great for passengers, but we won't be carrying that many, especially on this map. The shays are just too slow on very steep terrain. I'll go with the camelback for now. Here to Chicago. In here we can set whatever cargoes pick up. I usually leave it on any, as most maps don't require you to take specific stuff unless requirement. Set my maximum cargo to 8, minimum cargo to 1. I'm going to put cabooses on all my trains because it reduces breakdown chance by about 50%, which is very good. A lot of trains tend to break down. This also means...
I saw you check that, and that was one of my next questions. I was going to tell you added the caboose and why, so...
Right. Yeah, when you add a caboose, or this dining car, which increases passenger revenue, unfortunately it does take up a slot. It also counts to how heavy your train is. So the caboose took up number 8, and the dining car would take 7. So I would only be able to carry 6. But I rarely use dining cars, because again, we're barely going to be taking passengers that often. And normally we could set this all for each station differently, but there's no need to. I'll just apply it to everything. And there goes our train. Now, one very important thing that we can now build is the maintenance facility, which will keep our trains from breaking down and exploding. I wish they really did it fully explode. And service towers, which will refill our trains and give them extra sand for going up steep inclines when they run out. Very useful in mountains, and you need a whole lot more with steam engines. A lot more. Usually twice to 3 times is really need. Sadly, we don't have enough for the maintenance. I'll just put the tower for now. But looks our train might make enough to cover that. So let's unpause the game and see how everything.
How do you really judge where you put that service tower? Because I'm seeing you place it now. Because you said sometimes you need multiples if it's a line or something like that, or...
Oh yeah, sometimes, like, let's say if I wanted to go from Chicago all the way down to, say, this, I would need at least 16 probably, depending on the era. Because early trains require a lot more water and sand. As you can see, we already ran out of water just getting to Chicago. So we're going to need an extra tower. I'll pause. Put one right here. Maintenance facility. Put it back in Peoria. Trains usually don't have to go for maintenance, especially when you're using this, because it reduces the maintenance cost by half. Very useful. Like the computers have started, and they took Saint, of course. Well,
That was part of the main mission, so you have to compete with them now in St. Louis.
yep. You either have to compete with them or buy them out. Competing is a lot easier. And naturally, if you can compete, you can buy. I forgot what I had the computer set to. I think it was medium, so this shouldn't be too hard. I usually play expert, but I forgot to change it. But now that we have one train, we'll have to wait for it to get back. Then we can buy another. Or we can electrify everything in electrics. Placing service stations, it really is just a thing you have to learn. Because different trains require different distances between stop, well, the service areas. You can also
really watch the train go on its track or on the route to figure out the placement.
Right. Another fun fact is they'll automatically go, but you can actually tell them to go after a certain spot, like this tiny map over here on the right. Expand it. You'll see the service station, which is the wrench. Old-fashioned UI. Alright. And as you can see, our train's already stopped there. And the water tower, which is the water droplet. If we go down to this button, with the plus sign, which says Add Selected Station to List, you can open it. It will show us everything we own and the computer owns. Then we can just pick a stop, like say the service tower, which is ours, hit OK, and now the train will be forced to go there, with whatever cargo it has. Naturally, since it's not a station, it won't pick anything up, but it'll keep anything it does have, which is very useful, especially in one of the last missions in the campaign. Zoom. Now, yep, let me pause. And, nope, credit rating still in the tank. Issue stock. Don't think I have enough for electrification still, but maybe. Open up Peoria.
Like 170k last.
Yeah, let's see. Yep, actually I think it went up. Yeah, that's one thing you have to be careful.
Getting there for the second time now, but last trip, yeah. Oh,
right.
Yeah, 160.
Yeah. You have to be careful because things, even trains, will eventually go up in price before they ultimately. So if you want to use something, do it quick. Let's see. Could put a big station, but that would be all our money. I think we might hold off for a little. And because my memory is pretty bad, let's see. St. Louis, Memphis, Indianapolis. Alright. As long as we get those three, basically. Really should have at least put a station in, but deal with that later. As a matter of fact, let's see how the computers are doing. Worse than us. But... oh, okay, good. The one that we do need isn't. So hopefully it stays that way, and we can buy him out quickly. This guy, on the other hand, may be a problem. We'll have to keep an eye on him.
Looks like up in Michigan.
Yes. Oh, a chemical plant open. We'll have to find it. But one thing about the game is, over time, industries will appear, and sometimes change their demand. Oh.
So are those industries appearing based on where you were talking about how the supplies were automatically moving earlier? Is it based on the supply, or is it pretty random?
It's random for the most part, unless it's like a scenario or campaign map. And wow, look at Rhinelander. There's a lot of stuff up there. In that case, I'm pretty sure that chemical plant just appeared out of nowhere. Looks like it did. Because the thing that needs it down all the way into south into the west. But if we look for oil, which they do consume, unless there isn't oil on the map. Oh, never mind. Just produces. Must have changed that. Yeah. That chemical plant. Well, If we could get some chemicals to Cleveland, that might help it out. But it won't be making money. Oh, that's for certain.
Yeah, I'm looking at that red map now. It doesn't look like it.
Okay. Also, our train doesn't seem to be doing as well as it used to, as we've used a fair amount of... Hold on. Nope. Since we've already carried a fair amount of cargo out of the cities. Thankfully, Springfield is in a good area, along with Chicago. And got the sea. Yes, we did. Seaports are basically game breakers, depending on the map. They produce a fair amount, they demand a fair amount, and can trade items for others. Like if we had alcohol, we could get goods for it. Very useful places. Ah, that reminds me. Personal value. It is completely determined by your salary, and I believe the stock market. But I know for a fact salary is a lot more influential because it changes every month, and depending on how well you're doing, depends on how much you get paid. If you're doing well, you can get anywhere from 1,000 to I think 50,000 increase, and bonuses of almost an amount. You could also lose money, and if you do too poorly, you can get fired, which will automatically end the game.
I couldn't remember it, so one of the goals is what, to have a certain amount of personal wealth, or...
Correct. I think it was 5 million? Yes, 5 million. That's going to be a fair amount of trouble, though. But we'll deal with that when it comes. May have to try expanding. Which we're going to see if we can take advantage. Well, actually, let's not do that. There's one thing in this game you can do, is connect your tracks to other players, like say this computer, if I had the money. And then you could use their tracks and stations. Laughably, you can even just put your trains on their tracks to begin with, never use yours. Sadly, that only seems to help them, as you do have to pay an amount for using their track. So, if you use about... Right, unless it's maybe going from your station directly to theirs and no further. Because I think whatever percentage they travel on is deducted and given to the computer, or whoever else you're playing against in multiplayer.
Same way the other way around, right? I mean, they're using your... If they use your track, then...
Correct. If they use yours, you get that amount. Theirs, they get that amount. Great if you're trying to help each other. Horrible if you're cheating. But, as it stands, I don't want to help them out because we do want to buy them. So let's see if we can get to Milwaukee. Wow. Doing a lot better than the computers turn. That's a good sign.
What do those stars indicate?
Oh. Oh yeah, that is important, isn't it? The stars over the city usually indicate how big it is. So, if you look at St. Louis, you can see it has a fair amount of buildings in it. Mostly industries. And if we look at, say, Peoria, half star, it's almost empty. There are actually towns that are smaller than this.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't know there's just population or what that is. So.
A fun thing, though, if you hadn't already guessed, cities do grow. And you can even add industries if you have the money, depending on the scenario. Like we could build a auto plant in Peoria if we want. But that wouldn't be great because steel or tires in this area. But you can also grow them by delivering goods. So you can easily go from a half star to a 5-star, which is the biggest, and profit even more once you do that. Yeah, we're gonna see if we can get up to Rhinelander eventually. I think Milwaukee would be a good place to start that. Yep, we can take out a loan again. And obviously credit dependent upon if you can pay it back eventually. So as long as you're in the green, your credit rating should go up. And the more you earn, the quicker it goes.
So
I really want to.
It's auto-filling with, say, what, the 6 most expensive goods cars available, or how is it deciding what gets packed away?
Ah, that is a good question, Mike. The game will always select the most valuable items first. Right. You can also set it to carry stuff that isn't valuable, but it normally won't force it. Unfortunately, the train's going to have to run for a while without any stations. Yeah.
What's that do? Just cause it to run slower, and probably need maintenance more often, or?
Yes, trains do require maintenance, and if they aren't maintained, they do break down, go slower, or eventually explode and become unusable. Ah, that would be my niece. But yes, trains also, in the event of steam engines. Oh. Ah, seems the investors aren't very happy. Oh well, they'll approve once it starts shipping stuff to Milwaukee. You can easily appease them just by connecting a town and putting one train on it. Within a month, of course. But right. Like, let's take these steam engines for example. If I decided to let them run completely out of water, they would magically move, but their speed would be reduced by about half, which is very bad because they aren't that fast to begin with. So instead of going 59 miles an hour max, going about 28 or so.
I see.
It's not good. Same goes for sand. If you're going up a mountain, it's just, I mean, most of the trains are already bad. Like you could see on 6% grades, you'll be going about 1 mile an hour a full train, and that's normally. You would stay that if you didn't have sand. Thankfully, trains will still move on any given surface, no matter what, thanks to the developers making the game fairly easy. But again, you don't want stuff like that happening.
Yeah, it'll just be crawling along.
Right.
I didn't catch now. I mean, you have the 2 trains on the one line. How are they passing each other? Kind of that magic.
Yeah, it's pretty much like you said, Monte, magic. They'll, depending on the train and what it's carrying, and this wonderful thing called priority, one train will just somewhat disappear for a moment while the other passes through. It'll obviously stop, and then it'll start up again. Usually it isn't too bad on, say, the single track lines like we have, or around stations where they have to stop anyway. But if you're running a bunch of trains, it can slow things down to a crawl.
Okay, so there is an effect, though. I mean, they kind of magically go through each other, but there's the train will stop, and it creates delay on the line. I was just trying to see when is it a good idea to double track and things like that. Because it's so expensive, but it'll cause it, I guess, to where the trains could free flow.
Like, here we go. That traffic map we were talking about. As you can see, it's green up here to Milwaukee, and it's green down here to Chicago, but not so much. If we look at Chicago, though, a little bit of orange, indicating that traffic is slightly heavier there than everywhere else. If it's red, it might be time to upgrade.
So I guess that's kind of seeing as Chicago is the point where those trains are crossing each other.
Correct. At least on this map, since we don't really have that many. That will change soon. Actually, I could have taken that on and... Oh, wait. See, here we go. Train 1 has finally broken down. So, it will stop moving until it automatically repairs itself and continues. Fun fact, if they run out of oil, their breakdown chance is half.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why you want to use the caboose, because it will be almost max.
What happens if... do they only auto-repair if you have the caboose, or what if your train broke down and didn't have a caboose?
No, they auto-repair regardless.
Okay.
But like I said, once this red bar reaches over here where this train on fire is, it's doomed. And even when you repair, they'll eventually reach that point. But luckily, trains have a reliability factor. Like these camelbacks, the reliability is average, which is good. Compared to, say, this consolidation, which is poor. Well, no, that one's average too, sorry. See. Actually, I don't think we have any. Yeah, see, we have above average. Yeah, we don't have any bad ones right now. But I assure you, we'll get a few more. The worst rating is atrocious, which only one train in the entire game has. Laughably, is European. And the best train in the game, which is all the way in 2015, being very optimistic, about 200 to 300 miles an hour, as near perfect. Oh, we just made a lot of money. The other train. There for a while. You know what? This would be a good time to show you all the power, perhaps the overpoweredness, of electrics. Take out another loan, because our credit rating is B, max rating AAA, lower rating triple C. That will also affect your payback rate. Like, we took out our first one when we had, I think, double B, so it was worth 11%. But since we took out the last one with, no, I think the last one was B. I think we took out... I'm confused. Regardless, our rate is better now, because our credit rating went up.
We got the recording, we'll go back and look at it on tape.
Yeah, there we go. We'll take out another, and you can only have a max of 10 million, so take them out wisely. As you can see, we got 10% because our rating was only about B, and now we're back down to triple B, so we can't even take a loan out unless we have at least a B rating or better. They are very picky. Also, we can declare bankruptcy, but you should never do that unless you know you could possibly get out of it. Because basically, for the next 10 years, you would have no debt as far as loans go, but you can't take out any more for another 10 years.
Yeah, okay.
Which is, most scenarios, death sentence, since they're only about 20-something years long to begin with, like this one. Some are even shorter than that. But now that we have that loan, do what I always wanted to do, which is electrify everything. One of two ways. We can either manually do it, which I don't know why y'all would do that, by simply dragging over the existing track and placing it, or we can do it the very easy way. I wish every game like this had it. Electrify all. As you can see, 0% is electric, means 100% would be roughly 580,000, give or take a few. So if we say yes, our tracks now turn light blue, and now we have all these wonderful little wires. So now we can run electrics. And also, fun fact, if we did connect to these guys, we can actually electrify theirs, which I've always found fun. You can upgrade other people's tracks and make them even better for you, which also helps them.
You would only pay the initial cost, right? They'd have to pay the higher maintenance.
Right. Oh, another thing while I'm on this fact of sharing tracks. Priority-wise, even if your train is, say, high priority, like, I'll just change it to high real quick on this one, which is green arrow. Even if it's high, on their track, it's considered lower than low. So their trains will always have priority over you. few exceptions of cargo type, but most cargoes are standard priority to begin with. Save express, and I think nuclear waste. Which we don't get to carry that to like the 50s anyway. Anyway, since we upgraded our track, we can upgrade our trains. But the second most useful tool ever, upgrade whatever train you want. So right now, we have one train selected. So to upgrade them all, we can either select them all manually. Bad idea if you have, say, 200 or more trains. Or, you can use this very useful feature, which will allow us to do it by engine type. We only have camelbacks anyway, so we can say all camelbacks, which we'll use them all anyway. All 8-wheelers, if we had 8-wheelers, would be it only. Or all locomotives, which I normally use anyway. We can also upgrade by age, by greater than 10 years, greater than 15 years, greater than 20, greater than 25, 30, etc. up to 70 years. If your train is 70 years old, you probably should have given rid of it anyway, but it's an option.
Kinds of options, yeah, that's nice
Yep.
though.
Second best feature ever, aside from electrifying everything without problem. Very useful. But anyway, we're going to use electrics. Actually, one more thing I forgot to mention. Aside from all these stats up here, you can also see how fast trains will usually be by what they're carrying. Like, let's say this 2D2, which we'll be upgrading to. That rhymed. If it were just carrying solid freight and nothing else, would be naturally slower than if it were carrying freight and passengers, or straight passengers. Cargo is always heavier than express, regardless of the era, even though some express cars were heavier than freight at one point. So, it's just best to leave it unmixed, just to give a feel of what your train would be carrying at any given time. And now, we have the most overpowered train in the game, the 2D2. Somehow, this train defies common sense. If we look at it, it's only worth 50, which right now makes it the cheapest, as the consolidation is 120. The Shays, well, the Shays are cheaper, but they're slower, and they're really only good on mountains anyway. The 8-wheeler, which is 180,000, and a camelback, which we already have, which are 80,000 each. Maintenance is also the cheapest, exception for the Shay. Well, actually no, sorry, the Shay is higher. The camelback has the same maintenance. Surprisingly, the 8-wheeler does have slightly less, and is above average overall. But, as you can see, it declines in speed very quickly. And is very expensive to buy. So, from a price standpoint, it's cheap. Fun fact, you can use this up till 1950 on any map with electrics. Very useful for starting. Not to mention, very well rounded in speed, and its stats are pretty good. And it's electric, so it doesn't need multiple water towers for every stop. And they don't break down nearly as much. Oh, whoop. Have to select the stations. Actually, no, we don't need to yet. We already upgraded. Matter of fact, let's add Peoria to the list as the next train gets there. Keep forgetting about y'all. Oh, well. Yeah, you'd think this would be a huge problem with the first cars coming out. It's not as much, till at least the 50. Which is good. And sadly, you won't be seeing cars or anything going around the map. You can sometimes see planes if you're lucky. But trust me, they will affect you. So you better plan ahead. Start losing money quick. Anyway, back to our goals. Our company value did go up a little bit, but not by much. Yep, Memphis, St. Louis, Minneapolis. Let's see how much it went. Oh no, that doesn't look good.
Well, it makes a lot more sense why you try to push electric early, though.
Right.
Long term, it seems like that.
Yeah, long term, it's probably the best overall, minus that initial cost. Not to mention, most electric trains are very reliable, very quick. Just don't use them on mountains. They're really bad, unless you're in Europe. A fair amount of those get pretty decent hill climbing abilities. We seem to have a problem with the St. Louis Rolla railway system. They're actually making money now, and a fair amount of it. So if we go to their stats... Okay, I forgot. You can get a lower credit rating than C. But you're not really going to come back from that anytime soon. Triple C is usually the worst you'll normally get. And actually, now think about it, I think F is the lowest you can get. At that point, you're doomed. But, you can even see their track rights in other places, which is pretty nice. Their share info, which we can... Well, I'll go into the stock market later. That's a whole another thing to it. But here's what we need, the attempt takeover. First, we need at least stock. So, let's get the dreaded stock market. And as you can see, our stock is currently 48 for every 2,000 shares it is. No, 1,000 shares. And thankfully...
You sold some shares early on.
Right, that was actually my own broker saying you need to do it before bad things happen. Very useful, but I'm just going to say this right now. It is very, very easy to break the stock market by accident, let alone on purpose. It is probably the most unreliable thing in the game. Sad, because a lot of the missions actually require you to use it properly. But anyway, you can see our cash, as you can already tell, isn't related to our in-game cash, thankfully. And we're already selected. Guy right here. That's you. That is my game. And we can also see theirs as well. And then over here we can buy, sell, or even view the very, very detailed information on our stocks. But what we need to do is buy at least 10% of St. Louis Rolla. Right now we own none, and we own one, but we've already run out of cash. But thankfully, we can obviously stock, buy more. Problem is, once you start buying this way, if the stock value goes down, you have to start selling. If you don't, the computer will. And if that fails, you can easily break the market. Because your stock will never get up there, you will always be losing cash from it, and your value will plummet. Forever.
Huh.
It's a glitch, and I don't think they've ever really fixed it officially. Did in the fan patch, but I really do that. So I should, because they did patch a lot of extra stuff too. But I like the stock game. But be very careful with it. With what we're doing, should be fine buying a few more. As you can see, it's already saying, yeah, if you buy this, be careful, because you'll have to sell it if things go wrong. But I have faith in our company. We can actually buy a fair amount more. But you never want your purchasing power to go under 0, nor your total. Because again, bad things will happen. Right now, we own... Actually, I'm not sure how much we own. I really need to remember where you can go to find that. There's really two parts of the market.
Yeah. And it's tough. I'm trying to... I catch up, and I get quiet because I'm,
Oh, no, it's fine. But, yeah, there's a few more things you can do to influence it, which I wish they were all in the same tab. That'd be simple. If we go back to our company tab, which is here, you can see issue stock, buy back stock, change dividend, and attempt merger. These are more important to what your current value in cash is, stock market, but still affect the stock market. There's another way to break it. If we issue stock, like we have at least times by now. They'll give us actual cash we can minus some value, of course. We can do that twice, but every time we do, lose 1,000 shares, sometimes permanently if you're not careful, and the value goes down for both the stock here and in the market. Buyback stock is the exact opposite. Pay more to get back your old stock, and the value goes up. Change dividend is probably the most useful thing in this entire stock market situation. The higher the dividend, the higher and quicker your stock value goes. Again, this is actually real money you're paying each month, so be careful. And then attempt merger, which we can use for anyone. Thankfully, we do have enough now. And it kind of cheats, because you can still attempt a merger without any stock, but you want at least 10% anyway. Because the more stock you own, the more likely you are to buy the company out. You can also raise the value if you plan to buy the company. As you can see, St. Louis and Rolla is for 462,000 minimum and 924,000 max. We only have 226, so we can't even think about it. Toledo and Lansing, on the other hand, is only going 154,000 to 308,000 max, because they're not doing very well at all. But look, they're still doing pretty well. And if we let them sit there like that long enough, they'll probably go completely bankrupt. Sometimes they'll be liquidated, or sometimes they'll just be completely dissolved. Most of the time, it's liquidation, which makes it very easy to buy people out.
That's nice because you don't lose all their track and anything like that. You can just be
right.
They had in place that.
Yeah, I don't think you'll get your trains in liquidation, but I mean at that point it really doesn't matter because you'll probably be anyway.
So what was the flip in St. Louis? Why did they start making a ton of money? Was it just passengers or?
Looking at cargo. Here we go. Yeah, it seems there's been an explosion down in the south when it comes to production, like Yucca and Jackson and especially Memphis. Seems Memphis and all these other towns were sending a ton of stuff up to St. Louis, which would be sending it to Rolla, and then Rolla sends it to all these other. That's the power of automatic transport.
Those goods are automatically moving. You just have to kind of catch it anywhere.
Right.
Okay.
Because of their station, they're also picking it up directly off of water, which is very useful. Not to mention, they already have 2 trains. Yeah, well, we need to do something. Not to mention, we're running out of time for our own objective. But not as... But we still have a fair amount. Like 22 years. Up, there's the ledger naturally. Ooh, very pleased. $5,000 raise. So if we look at our value, it's gone up a little. Best way really though is inflating your stocks and buying stuff to the value of your company overall. There's a tab to show you how much it's worth for your whole company, but I keep forgetting where it is. I have to find it one day. I think you can click one of these to find it. Something. I'll find it one day. But yes, we could take out a few loans. Well, okay, we could take out a loan at the rate we're going.
What's the rating at now?
It's still a B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you can also see our interest. Oh, another thing. Rates are also slightly influenced by the economy condition. Currently normal. Go anywhere from total depression to boom. Like the 1920s kind of boom. It's usually dependent upon map, but a lot of the times it follows a strict pattern of crash to boom, then back to crash. And thankfully it will always tell you which one it is to. Anyway, See if Rhinelander's still doing well. Very well.
Yeah, what's the next, what do you need money for next? The takeover, or are you gonna do some...
I think we should expand first, because at the rate we're making money, this is going to take a while. Getting to Madison seems to be a bit better than going up to, say, along the coastline, as far as I can tell. We're gonna make a train to Madison. Quick. Try to. Could also go through Rockford to Madison. Could just go from Madison to Milwaukee. I think Madison to Milwaukee.
Like Madison and Milwaukee would be good. Bringing all those lake goods to the river.
Right. If I can get the build right. And another fun fact about the game. Trains can make 359-degree turns. So, don't worry. If they were coming, say, from north, then had to go to Madison, they can make this turn at Milwaukee from the opposite direction just fine. A little bit too broken in my opinion, but that's the way the game ran. I guess that also saves a little bit on processing power because the game was designed to run like Pentium 2s. We're clearly well out the arrow for them. And our credit ratings tanked again. Oh, fertilizer factory. Those need chemicals. But are they anywhere close to them? Ah, they are. As a matter of fact, the munitions plant also needs chemicals, and it's also. Huh. And as you can see, the chemical plant has already stockpiled a ton. Carloads. We really need to tap into that one day. Also, we do have a second chemical up here. It seems to be doing a little bit in this Mones. But I don't think there's any steel going here. Yeah, there isn't. All the steel mills are over here. I'll have to look into them. Right, chemicals usually aren't worth that much anyway, but they're one of the harder cargoes in the game to get. Need to build a station.
It's up there, though.
Yeah, I usually like building bigger stations, though. Because you can upgrade, but then you, for some weird reason, have to pay full price to. Which I don't like, so I just try to build the biggest.
Rebuying the station.
Right, you rebuy it. I mean, we already have big stations. But if we had a small station, we could build or upgrade it to medium or large. But we still have to pay the full price anyway. So it's just best to build it. Before starting. Bad idea. Okay. Making money. Next time. Up! I didn't see that one coming. I really thought they were doing better. It seems our computer friends have both declared bankruptcy simultaneously.
Well, you know, their credit rating was trash. It was all fake money.
Yeah.
Fake money.
Huh. I mean, we're not really doing too well profit-wise either, but yeah, Toledo and Lansing, they're definitely getting liquidated in like a few months.
So what is that going to do? Give you an option to buy them out real quick, or?
Well, it just basically gives everyone the option to buy them out at that point.
Going
But since
to, like,
we're the
an
only
auction war or something like that, if it was multiplayer, or how does that work?
I wish they did that, but unfortunately, it's really just a matter of whoever gets it first.
Ah, I got you.
That would have been nice though if they had done that. I think that was no, not even railroads did that same way. Railroads, it's very easy to do. Aw, they knocked our budget down by 2,000. Oh well, we are doing okay, I guess. To begin with.
Have the 2 trains running?
Yeah. And I think I missed my opportunity. Can we issue? Yes. Issue some stock.
Yeah, low on money when it.
Yeah. Again, it'll tank our stock values, but we can back eventually. Aw. Almost has that lumber mill. Oh well, it'll move towards the station. Just not instantaneously.
Oh, that square is everything that...
Right, that's everything the station can pick up immediately. We can worry about service stations. Just have to remember not to forget. Oh, yep, see, 1910. Towns have finally stopped taking pure coal and oil. You now have to take it to power plants or refineries, or anything else that requires them.
So that could all of a sudden...
Right.
Loss of your goods.
Because other industries do the same, like toy plants stop taking wood. Same goes for the very early weapons. Just kind of goes on there. Those are the major ones. But if it happened in real life, it usually happens in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a new train, the Atlantic. But as you can see...
Now that you run an electric, do you even water towers? Or is that something that like
well,
a cost savings thing?
Yeah, you still need the towers because they still require sand, and without sand...
Oh, they're getting the sand there.
Right. But they barely use them to begin with, exception for... So as long as the track is flat, you can just keep the same station towers you had earlier. But as you saw, we got the Atlantic, but since my whole gameplay style revolves around electric anyway, we're not even going to bother. And you know what? For a moment, I literally forgot I was streaming. There have been comments. I think. Let's see. Have there? Nah, that's just YouTube up the old one. That's probably the one thing about YouTube I don't like.
No, the thing that's interesting, yeah, because I come here and it shows the likes from before.
Right.
There are 3 people watching, though. I don't know how to tell.
Oh, really? Huh. That's odd. It's not telling me that. Let me refresh it then.
I had to refresh. It's just fine since we started. It's been... Yeah, in the chat, I can't tell.
I'll just put a message in there and... Oh! Roger. Yay! $6,000 raise. Huh, they're making money again. Wow, they're making money again. No, wait. Hold on a second. Yep. Well, here goes our example of F credit rating in... Yeah, 17% loan, that's... Huh. Yeah, even for a Mercy loan, that's still pretty steep. Even I wouldn't use that. I'd rather quit the game and restart. Now we have a fair amount of money. New building. Connecting Madison actually really helped. As you can see, things are finally coming from Rhinelander down this river all the way to Madison. Very useful.
Like being connected, even though.
Right. Almost as good as you connecting it, just not as profitable. At least Memphis is still open. Computers haven't been as aggressive as they usually are. So you know what? You have money. Oh, I'm sorry, we have... We're gonna take out as many as we can. We're doing bad. We should help them out a little. I find a button.
Apples.
I remember. Easier this one. There we go. Yes. St. Louis is now mine. Oh, what map is this? This is, map is, I forgot. I think this is the, Chicago too? I forgot the name. I have to go back and look
I
at
thought
it.
it was Mississippi something.
Yeah, it's one of those. And now this is all ours. Trains and all. Upgrade! The computers have a very bad habit of maintaining their trains. And upgrading them. This is usually what you have to do. Buy one of them out. Now, we everything off of the...
Gotta upgrade the line to electric and all that.
Yep. Now we can connect it.
I didn't catch it. Did you get their trains? Oh, you did get their trains.
Yep. St. Louis, Springfield, which will help out greatly. Yeah, yeah, 258,000. That's gonna. There. All right. Now we have them. Easily buy out the other dude now. And now we can also expand off of this track all the way down to mid. Or at least we could. But I think we'll take the long way and go through these smaller towns. And this is the other thing I hate. They kind of space out their service areas from each other. So I'm going to move it a bit. And delete the one. Whoop. That. Yeah, I totally forgot to change the stream title. No wonder. Hold on.
Nuking trains.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be an awesome game to itself.
Cargo necessary.
Right. Yeah, let me let me fix this. Sorry about that, everyone. Probably gonna have to edit this out. I don't have a picture for Tycoon 3. Well, I'll just pull one from the internet. And you know what? I'll leave the old image for now. The joys of stream.
Yay.
Alright. Anyway, back to getting to Cape. Pretty sure that's it. I won't pronounce it.
Oh, I don't even try with name. Oh, I do.
Yeah, I kind of gave up after the first Europe map in Dreamweaver. Like, you know what? Y'all can pronounce it.
I just make them my own names.
Town of A. Funny thing too, there was actually a town named that in one of my S map. And all our money disappeared because of the cost. Gotta wait again. But now we're making a lot more money. A lot more frequently.
Your prices up there, yeah.
Yep. Might have a few too many trains. down on this line. Yeah, we have 3. Probably should redistribute 1 or 2 of them.
What was that? Just did they have 2 on there and you added yours?
I think they had 3 actually.
They had 3.
Yeah. Bit excessive. I have to reroute a few of them.
Had the 2 towns.
Yeah. There, will it? Alright. Oh, just have to wait. Uh-oh. Yep, see, here goes a problem right here. Seems I was dumb and forgot to rebuild the service tower. Thankfully, we have that caboose. That probably would have been a crash. There we go. See, I told you I would forget that.
And that's why you put a caboose on everything.
Yep. Does it lowers the value of trains? By a little bit, but it's worth it over trains always breaking down. Anyway, we have that. Now, let's take some of our existing trains. Aw, darn. Our stock split. Well, that's going to be a lot less. Ooh, almost $10,000 raise. Pause again. And let's see. Train goes. That's one of our newer ones. Lockheed. Really? Oh yeah, that's our other one. A little disorienting when you get the other trains. They're nice dip. There's a Springfield. Rolla. Oh, wait, why do we still have steam? Okay.
I was thinking they just kept buying one of every new train that came out.
Yeah, I thought I got rid of them. But, okay, here we go. Yeah, they put them up there where our first trains were. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3 to Rolla. Yep, 3. Next one that delivers, which will be this one, we will send to our new town. And now it's blocked because that other train has to go through. Really annoying around station. Should double track them. Just for that few seconds saving. Now that that's done, is unlooking. There we go. Take a roll off. This off. And the map. And I love this feature. You can just click on a station. It'll automatically reroute itself there. Or add it to the list. Roll it to the... Now... Get up the game. Was taking... Take that to Rolla. You know, Cape... The Cape G. Oh. Now that we're making a fair amount of money, let's keep expanding. We can connect Padoka later. Thankfully, going through farms doesn't decrease our output like some other games. Locomotion. Let's see. The dryers. And we could take out a few more. Oh wait.
And up north, what do you gotta do? Go to Chicago out east?
Yeah. We'll need... Those are stock again. Yeah, we're really rising in value now. Even our investors. Yay! Personal net worth of $500,000. Alright. pause. I think Detroit was... So we'll have to buy these guys out anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew Indianapolis, and then I went.
Yeah, Chicago, Detroit, Minneapolis, with 15. That's gonna be a fun one to do. And Memphis, St. Louis, and yeah, Indianapolis, the other main one. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure we can connect everything around. Actually, let me save. I forgot this is an old game and it can crash right, especially when it's running at about 300 frames per second. For some reason my frame limiter isn't working, and yeah. Nope. Alright, now I can finish connecting Dragon. No, except for the station. Grand Central Station opens in New York, which means more passengers travel for the entire U.S. apparently. Even New York, sadly.
Magically able.
Yeah. Yeah, for some weird reason it's saying no one is watching. There are clues at least they're working a moment. I'll check that out.
That's updating. I reloaded it.
Oh yeah, that reminds me, another thing. You can also transfer cargo with trains, one train to another. So just set up a train between each city, and that train will go whatever's left. Very useful. Okay, we're really making money now. Which there, and not really. Let's do it anyway. Oh, there we go. Wish the track builder wasn't as finicky as.
Yeah, it's actually a lot better than I thought it would as far as the track building.
Yeah, but there are just some days where it's the worst thing in the world. Yep. I think I'll just witness one of those magical instant turns. I really wish they had it to where he had to make a proper corner. Oh well. I mean, I'm pretty sure people can turn their entire bodies around by 359 degrees. Why can't trains?
Yeah, I just saw that turn happen.
Yeah.
No big deal.
I loved it. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot one of the conditions is we can't start a new company whenever we... But why bother? I rarely do that.
It would be, what, a second company aside from yourself, or you just...
Yeah, it would be... Sometimes it's like you switch companies, but others it would be separate. But according to this, Toledo and Lansing is now worth only $33,000 total, and $66,000 for max. So, yeah, they're ours.
You can handle that.
Yeah, I think we can. That's like pocket money at this point. Yeah, all in favor. Yep, that's both for the AI. Most of the time, it's like a couple $1,000,000, if not more. But these guys weren't doing it. I wouldn't be surprised if it was they're using trains they have. Huh. Hold on.
I'm surprised they never expanded either. Both of them only had their
Yeah, I think it's because I had them on medium. Ah, okay, there they are. Yeah, see these? They're yeah, $11,000 worth of train and 81,000. Yeah, they were doomed from the get-go. We're gonna upgrade those anyway. Press the wrong button, try to build. Upgrade. No, not all of them. Alright. Electrify the track. They have a hard time doing that. And let's connect Detroit. Because if he had done that to begin with, he'd be doing a whole lot better. Again, that's something they would obviously hard. I forgot to set them up.
Yeah, I mean, because you can tell, it just doesn't make sense to, you're gonna have the expense of all those trains and only have them connect between the two.
Right.
So much you can haul. Ah, Detroit's.
Yeah, and I'm gonna move the service stations down. That way they can just fill up. You don't need twice as many. So... Actually, no, we don't even need an extra half one. We'll use number it delivers. These. I wish it really didn't cost money stuff, but at least it's cheap. Oh wow, that was a race. 33,000 a month. Alright. So... take... Lansing. No, sorry, not Lansing. Toledo. There we go. And as you can see, major improvement. 129,000. Much better than 11.
Well, how often do you usually mess with adding your own industries?
Very rarely, as a lot of the times the placement is just not worth it because there's a fair amount anyway. Certain maps is required, and oh my goodness, St. Louis. But it really just depends on what's demand and where it is. It's like if it's producing stuff it needs all the way up in the corner of a map, not usually worth taking all the way to the opposite side, even though you could. It's just best to build one, say, halfway between. Because naturally you can't build logging camps or coal mines, only the things that refine them. Oh yeah, we do need to connect Cleveland, don't we? Build an X. That other one. That side. It's a little hilly here, but it's pretty much the edge of the map, so I don't think any. Take out another. I can afford it. Yeah, I could do that. A little steep, but not that. Connect it up front later. Yep. Gold
Yeah.
mine.
Catching up. Surprised with that rain up by Cleveland. Right, that's
Oh, could you repeat? You kind of broke up.
Oh no, see, I don't remember it so the terrain's so bad up by Cleveland.
Yeah, the game,
Up there.
it kind of suffers from very odd terrain. Probably because of how old it is. Sometimes what would normally be very flat is a hilly train wreck. Because there's one map in particular which is based off of Transcontinental Railroad around the Rocky Mountains. Yeah, they're a lot worse than they are in real life. The tunnels in this game are ridiculously expensive. I mean, there is a way to get through it, but most of the time, struggle even doing it the right way. And, oh, wow. A ton of people want to go from Arkham to Cleveland, apparently. I haven't done full express trains in a while, but that was just by chance. Yep, another new locomotive. Pacifics. Very quick. But again, steam, they cost more to somehow. Far more to buy than our current electric train. So we'll be skipping those two. I really rarely use steam or diesel unless the map says I can't use them. Or it's very expensive to buy it. But there's one map in particular where if you want to win, you have to use it. Because of reliability.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Because it's already high, and then one of the built-in scenario options is, do you want to raise, I think, speed or reliability? And if you raise reliability, all the electric trains on the map become near perfect reliability. So they almost never break down. And with cabooses, it'll be like years before they even start to break. Ridiculous. And that would be the Holland map, laughably. But yeah, we definitely have enough money to connect all the towns we need now. Pause and do that quick. Could even probably pay off our loans. Here goes Memphis. Ah, there goes a warehouse. They're like docks, except land base. Luckily, if we can just get iron ore here, we can get steel, which usually takes iron coal. And it's already getting iron, so we don't even have to worry about that. Actually, another thing I forgot to mention, you can buy industry, if you hadn't already guessed, in addition to building them. But
okay,
again,
that's what I was thinking, kind of
yeah.
like the refineries and things like that, you can buy them.
Right. And you can also even buy the producing industries, which is also useful. Because even when they make a lot of profit, they're very cheap. So if you need something, like say some maps require you to make X amount per industry, you can just buy up all the producing ones that make profit. And then buy the manufacturing. Because manufacturing can get up to, I think, 10 million per building, which is insane. Like this textile mill, which has been upgraded to produce even more, already costs 3.8 million. Things that produce textile, like find a cotton farm, which is making all the cotton for it, it can make 20%. Or if you have fertilizer, yeah.
Okay.
It's only 450,000. Yeah, you want to buy up all the.
You can go look around in early on and try to.
Right.
More, where do you put your money? That's the name of the game, really. Where do you invest it?
Yeah, as you can see, this area is filled with green industries for profit, except for that munitions plant, obviously. Oh yeah, we did say we wanted to capitalize on chemicals. It'd be really nice to get this plant running with steel. Have to find iron ore, which is here, and where's the nearest? Actually, you know what? I could. Yeah, we have money. Let's build a steel mill. That would actually help out our value by a lot. If we could afford it.
No, how is that? Do you judge, like, what... I'm trying to think, how do you make sure you get the steel down there?
Yeah, it's really just a matter of where the things you need to supply it with are. Like, iron ore is really down here, but there's a mine up here we can exploit. And there's a bunch of coal up here already. Build a power plant and make our cities grow faster with electricity. So, power plants are one of the hardest things to make profit off of. They're very complicated.
Okay, yes, because my concern would be, like, your trains would be... They're
right.
open to just take whatever good that they would, you know, wrong goods or prioritize in the right...
Right, they'll usually take only the highest value. You can also set them just to take, like, straight up oil or whatever you need, but it's best automatic. But again, since cargo travels by itself, it's also sometimes very good just to have an engine built in the middle of things, so you don't have to worry about all that, and then just ship this whatever it's producing your train.
Gotcha.
Yep.
That's
For some
my
reason.
Concern would be is like something cheaper, like iron. Like it's going to be hard to actually force your or you would have to actually force your train to haul it, or it's going to pick up higher value.
Yeah. Because as you can see, iron isn't really worth much unless it's within the area that's already accepting it. So it would only take it to the areas that's already accepting it, like it already does. Somehow, there's a fair amount of iron just sitting out in the middle of a vacant forest. Not sure what's going on there. But yeah, we'll take advantage of this one iron ore mine nearby rivers to transport the iron from these. I'll probably build it up in... I might just build in St. Louis. I mean, it is far from Des Moines, but... I mean, the coal is there. Well, you know what? No. Take that back. I'll just ship iron up. Because we already have tons of coal. So Unionville will be the site of our new steel mill as we connect you. I'm just game run.
That's a lot of iron there.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing. Yeah, you just gotta get the coal up. So where'd the steel have to go again? Doesn't it have to go back down?
Oh, the steel has to go to Des Moines.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's where the munitions plant is. Thankfully, there's already chemical there. Then we have to set up the other chemical plant over there. This is just a fun way of doing it, not even a requirement. Because some maps are like, transport 50 carloads of stuff by then, and transport 200 of another type. One mission in particular, I think it's like 4 different cargo types you have to transport specifically.
That's what'll get me on these missions, is I'll get distracted on trying to do something else, and I'm like, oh, that's right, that doesn't, nope.
Yeah.
That's not what I was supposed to be working on. I get used to the free flow style of like a train fever compared to...
Right. Like, oh, you can just transport this anywhere on the map, and then here it's like, nope. Need to transport oil. And lots of it.
What are you going to be trying when you get your train fever back up and running?
I think I'll be doing another USA DLC and the Nordic DLC.
Yeah, the Nordic DLC's been fun. I still need to go and do a good USA. That training video, that all in one video, but man, it's just a beat.
Yeah. Oops. I need to... our running expenses. But too hard. At least we have an A credit ready. Yeah. Like money? Oh no, we already have 20 bonds out. Heh. Usually goes up to 10 million, but I guess we ran out of bonds before then. Oh. Because our rates were so high, we actually have half loans. That's not good. Ah well. Have to work off our standard income. Pay those back. Or until like, was it 19? Oh, 19. Yeah, it's gonna be at least till 1940 something. Take out loans again. And I don't even think the scenario is that long. No, we only have 15 years. Gonna have to do all that. Yep, income it is. Yep, dark. Oh well. I had to be very careful with those earned loans.
Yeah, but you made a lot of money during that conversation.
Oh yeah.
That money's coming in. Almost like you're taking.
Yeah, we still have stock, but I actually need to start raising the value of that. I'll turn the dividend back on, and because it will turn itself off if you don't have any money in your bank account at all.
Oh, it'll just auto turn the dividends payout off.
Right. Unfortunately, it doesn't turn it back on, so you have to be careful if you're on one of those missions. Stock market is actually important. You have to turn it back on manually. Increase it. Oh, bauxite mine. Ooh, now we're making 59,000 a month. Actually. Oh. Yeah, that's right. We don't even have aluminum yet. And I can't remember what requires it either. We even build, yeah, we can build aluminum. They're expensive, and I forgot what they're used for. I have to go back and look at.
Yeah, I
Oh, whoa. Cape Canaveral. I mean, not Canaveral. Wow. Cape Garrido. No, you haven't. Wait, you're going between that and Padoke. Aw, that means station it. Fine. Guess I forgot. Here's one of the flaws of the back editor. It's not that great when you want to branch off and connect again properly.
Well, yeah, I noticed you were doing a lot of the branch offs early, like.
Right. It gets horrible in mountains, though, especially when you need bridges and things. Anyway, now it should service properly.
Oh, because it was taking that turn and not. I got you. Yep.
Right. Yeah, as you can see, our our reliability just isn't going that well.
Hey, isn't that where you could, like, in that situation, couldn't you force it to get down the track to that other service station?
Yeah.
Like,
But the way I play, I always forget to, so I just set it up automatic.
yeah, I was just curious if that was possible.
Yeah.
Kind of set it as a station. It would take it out of the way.
Right. There is.
It's better now.
There's really only one mission though in the whole game that requires you to actually do that. That's the second to last mission in the game. It's a very weird challenge. Right, because actually, you know what? Let me save this real quick. I'll show it to you because it's probably the most interesting scenario in it's made. Do that. Probably my second favorite map. Campaign.
It sounds like it would be one of those like early scenarios where it's going to try to like help you along.
It's right good to see you.
Yeah.
The museum's supposed to be closed.
I changed the game size because of the out of full screen.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
I know I'm getting it.
Try one of these scenarios if you like, but you might find it.
Hope that doesn't mess up the stream.
Go in order. Go to the room on the left
Watching
by
it,
clicking
I'll let
on
you
the
know
sign
when
shaped like a left arrow.
Yeah, it should be fine once I open it.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's called yeah, just the cedar.
After the global warming catastrophe during the early half of the 21st century, the polar ice caps melted and exposed new areas that once were covered
Yeah,
by
it's like you got the
ice. Newly exposed areas
top
became
left.
prized real estate in these dark times. Greenland was one of these places. Unfortunately, the land was barren. That's when some scientists put together some genetic seeds. Seems they done fixed them so they grow real quick like. The problem is getting them to spread out before they gone bad. You gotta think fast if you're gonna hip out.
Alright. This is going to test your skills in train management. How well you work with limited supplies. The whole goal of this map is basically get as many seeds onto the map as you can with train passing by on tracks. You only have 42 hours, in which case clock runs in hours, and can only go to service stations once. Huh? Yeah. Well, sorry, not service stations, stations. And your train will actually slow down over time because the load it's carrying gets on the train and messes it up. It's a very interesting map.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, you can't build track. Well, you can build 250 pieces of track, and that's it. Actually, there aren't any cities or anything. Yeah, it's very interesting. And I have to say, the second hardest map in the game. There's only one that's harder than. But I mean, as far as tycooning goes, it serves no purpose. Just like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
look up now. So it didn't go so well. You can always try again.
Yeah, so it's
Or
just
you
proving that you
skip
can,
that one
and you
for
only have
now and
that
try the
one
next
train, right? And
If
you have
you
to
skip it
coordinate
now,
it through all
you can
this, or
always come back later.
Right. But the future scenarios are probably my favorite. The Dutch Atlantis one. I love the scenario for that one. And the old block. Well, chip off the old block. Chip off the old block.
Fixed on this here scenario. Time's wasted.
I think it's harder. I forgot which one's the hardest. But as you can see by the earth in the background, you pretty much understand what happened in the 21st century. Yeah. We can play those in. Back to this area. Oh yeah, that map. That's how you cheat in multiplayer. But no, let's get back to the stream. Okay. Ah yes, this. This Monte's. Alright.
Iowa. Oh yeah, I guess it's the big Iowa thing. If you.
I guess we connect up Kansas City while we're at it. Way down here. I should be saving up money for the steel mill.
Oh, what was the price tag on that? I didn't. I thought we already had it down.
No, it's like 7 million. It's one of the most expensive ones in the game. But I mean, that's natural because it takes 2 cargo types and takes one of the most profitable. It produces, sorry, the profitable item in the game, which is steel. Because a lot of things use it. And it makes cities grow faster too. I'd say it's pretty well balanced in price. So we're a little bit cheaper. Yeah.
Catch it. Is there a steel mill on the map, like naturally anywhere?
Oh yeah, there's a few like
Okay.
where yeah, Pittsburgh's not on this map. Sorry. Like over
Cleveland area.
Yeah, there's one in Lima, one in Toledo, and a few of them. But they're all pretty far from the from the resource. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's one in Charleston that works, but that's the opposite side of the map from what before. Yeah. I mean, there's also one in Chicago already. Could use it. I don't feel like transporting stuff that far. Oh, I almost forgot. We need a train from Peoria to Quincy.
I almost didn't catch, like, what are most of your train routes now? Mainly just city to city, and you have across the map. You got a lot going on.
Yeah, I got a lot going on. Actually, you know what? We still forgot to build a Peoria station. I was wondering why I couldn't click it. Yeah, there we go. Sorry guys, you've just had trains going through y'all for like 15 years. 10 years.
Trains, but they don't
yeah.
actually get a ride the train.
Yeah. Whoops. Alright. Yeah, I was wondering why it was still a fairly small city anyway. And it grew a little bit from the stuff we were transporting, and that got transported back up naturally. I think the most complicated map. Oh, whoop. Not Pacific. Yeah, I think one of the most complicated maps in the game is Germany, because I think there's like 80 cities on it. It's a ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're all fairly small to begin with.
Like, yeah, what do I even do? Where do I start?
Right. I must have broken down at the station. Yeah, it's... I mean, it's not too hard, it's just... In multiplayer, it's connect as many cities as you can. So it's chaos. But probably one of the funner maps in the game. I guess while we're at it, we might as well link up our separated tracks. That.
Annapolis is the other.
Right. I don't want to. Okay. There we go. I kind of want to build this station. It'll just be a little off-center. One thing to note about the cities is they naturally have spaces in between the middle in the sort of cross shape to allow you to build tracks straight through them without any issue.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Like, you've let a bunch of time go by and you can still track right through the center.
Right. Oh no, recession. And now we're at War 2. Ah yeah, World War 1. This is...
Wouldn't that help since you're, like, you got some tracks going to the weapons and military?
And, oh no, nah, there's been a flood too.
Oh.
This isn't gonna end well. Yeah, let's... Yeah, and really, there's no service station here. Wow. Lacking up. But, yeah. We're at a service station. Oh. Yeah, I think our economy is going to tank for a little while. Because, yes, you're right. The war would usually help, but in this scenario in particular, yeah, not so much. Certain maps, it's like, oh, now that there's a war, you need to transport X amount of... one of our trains crashed. You need to transport X amount of troops or weapons to one city to another. There's one map in particular like that, one in Greenland where you have a certain amount of trains, a certain number of time, and you have to deliver X amount of cargo from one station to another. That is the hardest map in the game, because the time limit is...
Time limits are always tough.
Yeah, but it's the shortest time limit in the game. Not to mention you have to pick what train you use. There's only, I think, 3 ways to beat it. Just 3. Ah, that's what it was. There wasn't a service spot right here. I added it. Oh well. Like you said, I could tell him to go there, but lazy. Now this is probably the most interesting steam engine in the whole game. Its average speed is around 50 miles an hour. For almost every grade, yeah. It is... It's pretty much average for anything you need it for. And fairly good on hills.
It seems tough, though, if you go through all the effort to upgrade to electric.
Right.
Yeah, unless you can, why not?
Right, unless you can't, then yeah. But a very good thing to use on maps that require steam or diesel. Anyway, oh yeah, we can finally build that steel mill now. It's a union mill. Oh.
Economy, single-handedly.
Yeah, I know. At least y'all will have jobs. Thankfully, industry building prices not increased over time. And, alright, that'll be in the station. Now, you want to build stuff a little far away from things. Because, like I said, you can upgrade them, but they require extra space, and a lot of times towns have bad habits of upgrading around your buildings. You have to demolish them.
Oh,
And trust me. Right. And trust me, you don't want to demolish an industry.
Yeah, let's just
it is...
delete this steel mill and build it over there.
Yeah. Like, see this little furniture factory? It's only worth, say, 1.3 million to buy. Want to know how much it is to demolish it? 1.3 million.
Buy it to demolish it too?
Yeah, luckily no.
Oh, okay.
But regardless, yeah, the price you would pay to buy is the price you have to pay to demolish. It is not a good idea. Because like I said, some can be worth 10 million each. It gets very expensive very quick. Ah, now they're annoyed. No, I lost 9,000. Yeah, I think it might have been A-Train. It's been years.
Back into that one too.
Did I really forget one down here too? Oh wow, it's actually carrying rubber. How did I forget one?
Streaming and talking to me and...
Oh yeah, because there's not one between Peoria and Chicago. I swear I put one there, but whatever. Oh, I didn't. That's the one I planned to put there, but never did. And all the other trains have one on their route, so... Yeah, this happens a lot in Road Tycoon 3, no matter how good you are. I have at least... See, when I was younger, I would play this for like 30 minutes a day at some points, every day. Like, I have a few thousand hours in this game, and I still forget things like that. Ah, here we go. Our next upgrade. The EP 2 bipolar. For those who have seen Train Fever, it runs roughly about the same. Only difference is, it's actually ugly, so you lose money for passengers. But I mean, does it really matter? Electrification. Yeah. So, we're just gonna upgrade everything to them anyway. I mean, the 2D2s are still very good engines up until they disappear, but we can afford 20.
Like 19.
Yeah. I mean, we can afford the hit and cost.
It actually doesn't show that, huh? It just shows when they come out. It doesn't show.
Right, it only... yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. The thing was, though, this game originally came with... Oh, wow, we actually need money for that. The game originally came on 2-disc set, and it came with a mini guide and like a tips and trick thing, which is very useful. It's basically a whole strategy guide just for the game in the box.
I remember those, like,
Yeah.
actual good manuals tutorials that
I
like,
miss
gave you
those.
good tips.
Some of them in my other games were like full color too.
Oh, I'm not. I gotta send it to you. The luck I got with that Tomb Raider, the early access, they sent me a guide, and it was a digital guide, granted, but it
Right.
looked just like that really nice color background, well done, probably 15-page guide about just tips on the game and controls and.
Oh, that's
Well
awesome.
done. And I'm sure some games have those out there, and I haven't noticed them before. But it was something that I hadn't seen for a while.
Yeah. I mean, a lot sometimes now have them like hidden away in the game files, which I didn't. But I just missed the days where it was just up front and center. And, hey, you should probably read this because it'll be really useful, especially back then when you had to read them because they didn't tell you in game what anything did.
Yep. And there was no YouTube.
Oh yeah. Like you either had to go find a strategy guide if it had one, or ask someone else if they even had the game. I miss those days. But yeah, let's see. What was I talking about? I forgot now.
We were forgetting to put down more service stations.
Ah yes, I think I resolved that. Hope I did. Yeah. So now we're just waiting. Yeah. Now we're just waiting on.
Anywhere fast at the moment.
Right. Okay, now we should have enough for upgrade. Pretty expensive upgrade too, and almost 2.5 million.
Oh, what is this?
Yeah, because they are. Oh no, it went up. See, this is what I was talking about. You have to be careful. Because I swear it said 2.3 a few moments ago. Oh well, this train to Chicago makes a fair amount. Yay, the economy is back on track.
I'm telling you, that's steel mill.
Yeah. There we go. Is that enough?
Oh, so what happens there? You just tried to upgrade all a certain type of engine. What if you only have money for like half of them? Does it even try or?
Ah, no. Unfortunately, it only says all or nothing,
All
or
or
you
nothing.
select. Yeah.
Or yeah, you'd have to manually go through. Like
Right. I wish that was an option, but I mean, it's far better than most of the upgrade tools in every other game. Not too bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Not to mention, because how we built, we're already back up to about $1 million. Almost $500,000 now, yeah. Yeah, these things are a lot quicker than our old ones. They're not as reliable, but we have the foundation. We'll be fine. Oh, there goes Kalamazoo. I've always loved that name.
It's just always fun to say.
Yep.
Like Sheboygan.
Yeah.
Now you're just connected.
Yep.
For no reason at all.
Oh no, automobile usage exploding. See, this is what I was talking about.
So what's that really hurting? It's going to hurt your passengers, right? Because you're not going to get so many. Or does it affect your goods as well?
It affects goods, but it almost destroys passengers. When planes are used, oh, it destroys. Yeah, you have to basically use the fastest trains in the game, or the value just plummets. So thankfully, like, usage is roughly the same regardless, but it's like the value just tanks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's when you want to start breaking out the dining cars.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, there is one more thing I forgot to mention. Usually you can see them in the territories map, but because this is US, obviously consider one territory. And you know what? We have money. Now we can go to Canada. Forgot about that. But they don't show up here, but they're obviously there. Notice this train down here that we just built from South Bend to Holland. Notice how it is making 378,000. And that's a relatively short distance compared to, say, let's see, I think Quincy to Unionville, which is longer. Notice how it makes far less, even though it's carrying, well, it is carrying most of the cargo. And that is mostly due to regions. You usually can't see them with a few exceptions, but you're technically going from, God, here goes my state knowledge. There's that,
oh, like Michigan,
yeah, from Michigan to,
Ohio, or something.
yeah, I think Ohio.
Or Indiana.
Yeah, it's hard to
They're
tell.
both all right there.
Yeah. Basically, that counts as a region.
Oh, okay.
That is the most broken feature in the game. Because the value
I got
between
you. 'Cause
regions.
You're going from like South Bend, Ohio to whatever.
Right, you're going basically from one mini country to. It
'Cause that's what I was
is.
wondering. Like, what's the benefit of going to Canada if you only have like one town in Canada that you
Right. Yeah, it is. Well, actually, I think we have two. Yeah, Collingwood.
Oh, yep.
Tiny. Yeah. Same thing goes for mountains. If cargo rarely travels to an area, that means it's very hard. Like, see how barely anything leaves Charlotte? Oh, what? Uh-oh. Oh no, I didn't know this game had infinite control. That's not good. Yeah, I thought that was always a Train Fever thing. Anyway, yeah, yeah, I think I broke the game. Hold on. Let me save. Hopefully it doesn't save that. That'd be really bad because I've never experienced 1,000 hours of
I haven't actually ever seen that on any of that scroll block.
yeah. Because it happens to me in Train Fever whenever I try to save. Because if you're pressing a direction, press it by accident. Oh no, it did save it. Well, okay, there we go, I fixed it. Ooh, that would've been scary. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Notice how Charlotte is barely sending anything over this mountain. It means it's getting very few goods over a very long amount of time. So if we built a track from, say, Knoxville to Charlotte, I'm going to say that's going to be at least $500,000 per train.
Just because it's an area that's not getting goods at any kind of all
Right.
of a sudden.
Yeah, goods will be very valuable on the opposite side of a mountain. As they usually, well, as they used to be in real life, except the game carries that out for a longer period of time. So if you see mountains, try to connect the other side. I mean, yes, building through a mountain. I mean, look at that. That's already $3.5 million if we build a tunnel.
Yep. And it's like they kind of have a little bit of a low area through that mountain, but nothing good.
Right, and that's like one of the lowest points too.
Yep.
So yeah, and that's the problem with that transcontinental map, really. It's just the sheer cost initially, because places you can build don't give you that much to begin with. You're on a time limit. A very short time limit. So even though it's a starting scenario, it is one of the hardest in the game. I don't think they tested that one well enough. Oh well. But yeah, if we can get to Charlton, that would make money. But again, that's not our objective, I think.
No.
Yeah, it's not. We just need to connect all the Appolises, and pretty much the major cities. And that would be down here anyway. We have plenty of time. We have, how long again?
I think you only have 10 more years.
Yeah, we do have 10 more years. Oh
That's
well.
a lot of time, but
I mean, yeah, we'll at least get bronze if nothing else.
what do you think for Indianapolis? How are you gonna get there?
Indianapolis? I'll just probably build a route straight there. Well, maybe not.
Further south than I'd remember. That's what I was wondering. Like which?
Yeah, the game.
South Bend or?
Yeah, it's a little off scale, sadly. That's just the age. But there are some maps that are just like Britain's maybe 5 squares big. And then other times it's like the whole entire country. So scale is... Aw. Yeah, this is where the track builder fails on very small corners. There we go. guess what? There goes that chemical plant we've been talking about for the past 2 hours, apparently. Was it really that late? Huh.
Oh, what happened with it?
It's just like we're finally getting around to that chemical plant.
I see it now.
Oh, yep, see, the board of directors got rid of our dividend because we dropped down at the end of a month.
Yeah,
Now we have to reinstate it, even though it was only, what, 12K a month? Yeah, very tiny. You have to be careful with that thing. I mean, it could be a lot higher, but not really using it. Anyway, Fort Wayne, yeah, we connect that. Actually, we sold our oh yeah. Yeah, see? We've been letting our stock rise, so now it's 700,000. Couple of shares. Yeah, let's sell it. We don't have to worry about buying it back. At least not for...
So, I mean, the worry of selling it was someone else could buy it, right? But there is nobody else.
Right. Well, actually, for this stock, when you're selling it for normal cash, it's just sold in general.
Yeah, I guess.
But it's very hard to get it back. Because a certain amount is, like, lost forever.
I was just thinking, why do you want to even get it back, you know?
It increases the value of all stock.
Oh, okay.
But that's only if you're really using it. On maps like these, just... Well, yeah, it is kind of tied to company value, but not too much. Like, how much are we worth again? 1.76. Oh, 56. Enough. Not enough for silver, sadly. We'll have to work on that very quickly. Because that's probably the only thing very bad at the game, is company and personal net value. And average speed. I mean, there's a trick to average speed, but I always forget to use it. But that's probably the only hard thing, really. But just making money,
Yeah.
connect a few towns like we did, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the other stuff, it seems more just, you know, taking your time a little bit more with everything. And
Right.
that's how it always seems to me when you're trying to go for those perfect medals on any game like that. It's just, how efficient were you?
Yep.
What kind of tree cover they put in? That's a lot of trees.
Yeah. Fair amount of trees, if you ask me. All their pixelated glory.
Yep.
Let's see. Now we have the chemical. Or was it in Lima? I forgot. It's actually 2 of them. You know? Oh well. Regardless, we have chemicals.
Yeah, I didn't even ever remember Fort Wayne having that one.
Yeah, I think they must have added it when we were looking. But as you can see, because we now had Toledo hooked up to Cleveland, they're sending it to Toledo, and then our train's taking it to Cleveland. So we really don't have to connect them directly, but obviously we're... As soon as we get Indianapolis, all the other... Trying to avoid all the steams. Oh, wait, let's connect Lafayette too. I think the most annoying thing to build, though, is bridges. Picky. It's always best to build a bridge before you build anything else around it.
Yeah, it seems to be the... In the next episode's Brain Fever, I'm building a bridge across that huge...
Ah, yeah, good luck with that.
I was trying to do that, and I was just, you know, I ended up building the bridge first, and here to work around.
Yeah.
Where a lot of rework was happening. Watching your trains up in the top left, seeing where the moneymakers are.
Yeah.
Nothing's loose.
I wish Train Fever was a bit better about tongue. The men. If you actively look. Oh well. It isn't much of a management.
No, not really.
Anyway, there goes Indianapolis. Add a train. We can take care of that requirement. Yep, that's all three. Now we just need get connected, Detroit to Chicago, Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that's Charlotte. I always forget where it is. Ah, there it is. A little secluded. But nothing we can't do. Many rivers. Yeah.
Rivers and lakes up there.
Probably the most annoying map for bridges is China. There are a ton of rivers on that map. And some of the cities are surrounded by like 4. So lots of bridges. And yeah, see, here we go again with these hills that really aren't that steep in life. But in Road Tycoon 3, they're basically mountains.
Right along the river.
Yep. Makes even less sense. There's quite a few maps, sadly, where you think building next to the river is a good idea, but they're surrounded by basically canyon-like mountains.
First along that river at all. That's
Yeah, and the funny part is, it's like one of the first maps in the game. It's the Chicago to New York map. Very fun map to play too. Small and it's simple, but the terrain is horrible between the two cities.
so convenient.
Yeah, we definitely don't have to worry about money. Like, yeah, our revenue is about 8 point. In a standard economy, no less. Because if we were booming, it would be twice that easy. Who puts a hill there, though? Fine. Yeah, it's just like little things like that. I want to go. You know what? Fine. Station. They can live with that. You can make 59.5 degree turn. 50% incline. Which trains can do. Another one of those magic things about them. I don't know whose idea it was for that, but I kind of think it makes a lot of maps very easy. And it's fun to see trains go up almost 90 degrees.
Do it.
Yeah. There we go. Indianapolis. That's all the cities. We just gotta explode the wealth. In 4 years.
You have until 19.
No, I'm sorry, 9 years. Yeah. I got distracted because it started 5 years. Alright. Yeah, see, if we started with all Steam, we probably wouldn't be doing as well by now.
And what do you mean by that? Starting at the earlier?
Yeah, because I think the earliest is 1900, so that's 5 years without electrification. Great for planning, but a lot more initial building. Because of the steam locomotive thing. Yeah. Alright, so now, let's just try to connect everything we can, and buy out any industry we can. That'll help out a lot. Possibly charge my headset before it dies. I thought I had a train between Memphis and Dyersburg. Oh well.
Ended up going east.
East? Let's see. Yeah, I actually pretty much left the east alone. Yeah, we can expand out there. Yeah, but if you find a city that's technically in another area, like Little Rock, connected, it's worth a lot.
I see what you're saying. It's tough because you can't actually separation. You just have to know.
Right. Like, let's see how much this train from Little Rock to Mint. Should be a fair amount. Well, maybe not. But it will be probably going the other way. Some cities are like that. They're not worth a lot going to one, but they're worth a lot coming from the other. My mouse is being very finicky. Oh, that's one more feature I forgot to mention. There's no real way to tell the game to build a tunnel here, but there is a way to kind of do that. Also bridge styles. Basically, don't use wood unless you're broke. Always use iron or stone. Iron eventually turns, I think, into steel, which is suspension bridges in like 1930. Because initially when these come out, you still can't build across, say, lakes. But after, I think it's pretty much the 1920s or 30s, you can build across this whole thing in one fell swoop. No, I lied. Apparently it's now. I mean, it costs a lot, but far less than, say, a tunnel of the same size. Anyway, yeah, there's a way to change that. Also, overpasses, like... Kinda hard to build an overpass. Oh, there we go. I can just zoom in.
Like doing a track over a track.
Yeah, like, yeah, like this one. Yeah. A lot easier than Train Fever, though, that's for sure. Yeah, I wish it had the, yeah. I wish they used the M and N key for that. Like they do for the roads.
It's sad how much I still go back to trying to press the M and N key.
Yeah, I know. Even I do it. It's just like, no, I want to try this. Oh well. But yeah, back to what I was saying. You can change these little features. Like you can turn overpasses off, so it'll always try to build through a track or fail because it can't.
Yeah.
But usually can because Road Tycoon 3 is like that. Its junctions and intersections are magical. And then turn it back on to get them back. Like that. Well, like that. It would show up. Then the bridges, you can have them on average, so it will try to build a bridge whenever it can, but not that much. Rare means it'll only build bridges when it really needs to. Ever, which is pretty obvious what that does. And common, which builds them everywhere, basically.
Could be trying to do like land bridges.
Oh yeah, you can definitely do land bridges. Especially in common, like if I, yeah, there we go. There's a land bridge.
Because it's just trying to keep it
right.
as possible, yeah.
Yeah, it's basically what you want for trains in the future when they're going like 300 miles an hour. Yeah, same goes for tunnels. But again, tunnels are the most expensive thing in the game. But I usually leave them on their standard setting. There's also an undo button, but you better not click out of the track builder before using it, because it will forget what you did. Very useful. I don't think it works in multiplayer though. Pretty sure it doesn't. Oh yeah, that's the other thing about YouTube I don't like for streaming. It doesn't really tell me when people tell comments, because Numerous asked something important, which was, what was the hardest map in the game? I said it earlier, but I don't think he was on, and now I forgot.
Yeah, I know, and I've been, I check the chat every once in a while, and I haven't seen anything new.
Yeah, I don't think too many people are noticing the stream, but they'll probably notice the recording.
Yeah, that's usually what.
Oh well. Oh well. Let's see now. Yeah, we gotta wait for some more money. The investors should love us now, though, since we're connecting a ton of towns within a year. Still making a lot of money.
How's that, built out to Little Rock, right? How much is that train doing now?
Let's see.
I know that was the one we were just kind of curious if...
Yeah, it's doing fair amount, like 200k average.
Oh,
yeah, it's...
now Memphis.
Yeah, it's doing it. I think it does a lot better, though, in the earlier time periods where things are worth more. Because sometimes you can have, like, $500,000 trains running that route. But I guess 1922, things have calmed down a bit. Oh well. We're still making a fair amount off of everything else. Might actually need a second service tower because it is a bit hilly. I'll build an extra. Yeah, see, now, there goes a good example, again, from Jackson to, Fayetteville, 368,000. Yeah, see, it's like the one I say would make a lot doesn't, and the ones I didn't will. Yeah. Anyway, now to Knoxville and Charlotte and all these other towns.
I mean, it's funny because that route to Jackson, too, that track is just so hilly and...
Right.
all over the place, it seems like.
Yeah, that's a good indication where you're going to make money, assuming your trains get there in time. And then, oh yay, growing prosperity. So now it's going to be worth more for everything. And we're at $2.5 million. Boy, is that clock against us.
Lost your money though again, so that like when you hit that port, it was negative.
Yeah, because I was building a lot of stuff and then it calculated all the cost. Oh boy. Now on some maps, it's pretty easy to see the line in the hill where you can build. I'm trying to follow.
Yeah.
Good luck finding it. I don't like that. Is there a better way? I don't like it. Oh well. That's what service towers are. I almost forgot on this map you can build tracks in the middle of nowhere without connecting them. But a fair amount of maps make it mandatory.
Oh, you have to build off of...
Right. They're trying to be semi-realistic even though the corners and stuff aren't.
But I guess with that, I mean, early on, you could have separate routes across the map that are just more profitable and stuff.
Right. Oh wow, if we sell our socks, we get 1.3 million. Yes. And then 1.1 million. Yeah, that'll do. We don't need loans anymore. Probably should pay them off so we make a little bit more. Oh well. They'll just continue to eat away at what we do make. I tend to forget about them anyway. Yeah, this is going to be a very very hilly route. So we're gonna need probably 4 of those towers, 2 of those maintenance places.
The best way to tell would be, well, watch the train and see how fast it's running out of sand, I guess.
Right. Because there's actually a stat for hill climbing and things. It's not shown in the game, but it's in that wonderful locomotive and industry chart list that came with it. Yeah, a lot of these locomotives aren't very good at hills. I mean, you can kind of tell that from this little chart here with the numbers. But the other chart that comes with the game is like specifically atrocious. Or Mountain King, like very descriptive. I think bipolars are average. I'd have to go pull it out and find it, but electrics are some of the worst hill climbers, but bipolars in real life are pretty good at hills. So these are pretty decent too, thankfully. A lot of locomotives do keep the real stats, but once you get past, I think, 2005, that's when those weird future trains come out and like break all logic. Which is funny because they come out in 2012 and 2015, which is very early. And then you'll pretty much be using either the diesel or electric for the entire game at that point.
Yeah.
The funny part though is that diesel has the lowest running cost in the game, aside from one of the first trains in the game. It is the most expensive to buy though, but it is also the most reliable. And it only comes out 3 years after. Yeah. And it only comes out like 3 years after that electric, which is the fastest at 300 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Which is only, let's see, like 7 years after the Eurostar in 2005. It's just like this humongous gap in. Yeah. Like, why would you buy the Eurostar or any of these other things when you get those two? Yeah. It's a very odd scale. It would have made more sense in like 2030 or 2050, but not 2012 and 15. They were being a bit optimistic when this thing came out in like 2003. It's like that last hurrah of modern technology.
Yeah, it'll be here right away. Game will keep going on way.
Yeah. Because I remember SimCity 2000, like nuclear fission, 2050. Wireless power from those solar array stations, 2030. And then in the manual, they're like, don't complain if this never happens. Yeah. Man, I wish they didn't shut down Maxis though, but kind of glad they did because the games they were making weren't that great anymore.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Or I wish they would have done well independently, before they had so many restrictions and all.
Right. I kind of built this track to nowhere. Yeah, EA has bought and killed some of the best gaming companies ever, like Rare. Well, no, that was really Microsoft, but still. Yeah, EA has killed a fair amount. They did fix a few, though, but... Yeah. I think there was, like, a article recently, like, EA wants our trust back, and we're like, yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Anyway. Now I need to start putting those routes, those service areas here. Aw, my stock went down again. Yeah. I think I've seen stock go for like 12 per share at some points if it gets stupidly expensive, yeah. Yeah, that's another way to break the stock market. You just make your stock so valuable it just prints money. It's wonderful. Now for all these wonderful service stations.
That was a pretty neat delete tool. I hadn't actually seen the.
Yeah, the delete tool is... That's really interesting, really.
For how you build it out, it's just such a different style that you expect.
Right. I wish you could resize it, but that doesn't work badly.
Yeah, that's what seemed tough about it. But also, it's just the same size as the track. sure.
Yeah. 1K in the bank. I think we spent a lot. Okay, let's start buying those trains now. This is like one of the things I hate doing though. It's like getting ready to buy something and then all the costs come out.
Yep.
Like, I planned that. All went away. Oh well, we're making so much. Yeah, see, just going from Nashville to Knoxville, which is a fair distance, over this mountain, 500,000. Carrying nothing but clothing, and that's not even that valuable. So yeah, if you can get over a mountain,
itself pretty quick. I mean, it was expensive track, but not
right?
not for how fast it's
I'm kind of tempted to actually buy some of our stock back just because I can, but that would actually increase our value though. Think about it. Ooh, last 7 years. Let me save again. Yeah, finding the line in these hills is very annoying. But it's very good if you do.
obvious, but
Yeah, it's like,
can't really build into it.
right. Yeah, certain trains are great for this though. It's kind of sad though. One of the best trains in the game is out in Europe, but it stops producing in like 2010. The class 103. Very awesome electric
Buy 'em all
engine.
up when you can.
Yeah, because it has like high reliability. It's one of the best hill climbing electrics in the game. It's pretty quick. I just wish it lasted longer, because there are trains older than it that are still produced that aren't that great. Anyway, just the Blacksburg to Charlotte should be a lot.
It's gone. Like it's gone. Like you can't copy them. You can't do anything.
Yeah. I mean, like, of all the trains they could have picked, I think they should have left it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess they thought it was a bit too overpowered. Probably was. I could build a tunnel.
I have one yet.
Or not. $1.5 million we don't have. Yeah. Tunnel. They're very useful, but boy are they expensive. Oh well, we should get $4 million for that soon.
My hardest thing with these games, letting it sometimes just make money. I got money, I gotta spend it, I gotta spend it, I gotta spend it. Which, that's kind of the reality of it.
Oh yay, good news. Boom times are ahead.
Hey.
That'll be good. Yeah, that'll double the value of everything. Oh, also, going back to those few people who have probably still been watching by now, maybe 2 hours and 30 minutes in. If you look at Springfield, it is now a 3-star city. So it kind of grew. We weren't making it grow, but it grew kind of indirectly. Oh, we just need that $4 million.
Top city right now, right? 3.5?
Yeah, well, no, actually St. Louis is like 3 and either 3.5 or like 3 7/4. Well, wait, what? 7/4? No, 3/4. Yeah, yeah, it's tied between St. Louis and Chicago. Milwaukee's actually pretty big too, but Yeah, see, $12,000 increase. They loved last year. I wanted to take out bonds with our AAA credit rating, but I can't. Oh well. Alright, time for that gigantic tunnel. Now we have the town of Charlotte. Ah. Scroll wheel. I really need to figure out why it's like that. Working fine earlier.
There's no choice on the tunnels, right?
Right, it's just a tunnel, thankfully. Yeah, I forgot there is like a special thing for connecting Charlotte. It's not really part of the objective, but it's just like, oh my goodness, you actually got there. Yeah, it is a challenge unto itself. I'm actually gonna hook up 2 trains to it. $1.1 million just going to the town across from it. Okay, that's... Yeah, yeah. That'll work. I want to see how much it is from there to, Minneapolis. Let's see. Yeah, see, I told you Charlotte would pay for itself. Aw, it's not even that much. Fine, I'll reroute it. Charlotte to, Actually, hold on. What is in Charlotte to begin with? Aside from that initial carload. We have toys. Which, luckily, require wood. There's already a few amount of toy factories in here, though. Lumber, which is everywhere. I think the only real thing is the fact that... oh, there's dairy. There's really not much in Charlotte. There's really just a toy factory, warehouse, which doesn't really produce anything special. No, I lied. It's the only place to produce sugar. Okay. Yeah, it's the only place that produces sugar. Okay, that's probably what I'm carrying right now then. No? I only have 2 carloads of sugar.
Yeah, still, if it's the only sugar on there, that's part of all that money.
Yeah. Most of it's cheese, apparently. That's odd. This is the only cheese place on the whole map? No, there's a few. Oh well, I guess they really want cheese in, Blacksburg. Alright. The short train anyway. Anyway. And I think the game glitched out. It's saying train 37 has arrived in Charlotte 57 times in a row. The problem is... oh, okay, never mind. That's why. I forgot to set the other station.
Oh, it was just...
it was confused. Yeah.
Showing up over.
Infinite arrival. Yeah, see, train 36 already at Blacksburg, and yeah, that was a lot. Yeah, so it's making like 400,000 per train. That's not bad.
Yeah, that pays for that tunnel real fast.
Oh yeah. I mean, we already have $10 million. Yeah, 12 million. We. I know. Yep, Charlotte was a good idea. I haven't connected the other towns yet. You know what? Let's go on and just do that. Let the game run on very slow. Don't run out of time by accident. Yeah, see, we're almost up to 4 million now. Still have another 5 years to get 15. Yeah, I should have been focusing a bit more on the company value. But this should fix that.
Not all the way up.
It's still getting steel, right? Yeah, it's getting steel from you, still. Yeah, our steel mill isn't doing that well. But it is producing something. Really not enough.
The slack is just like it's not getting iron or something fast enough.
Yeah, it's barely getting any iron. I think something happened to the... Yeah, I think something happened to the iron ore mine.
Well, it's that weird bugged out. You got that iron
Yeah.
in the forest out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, no, I think it took all that already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, something happened to the iron ore mine. Industries don't disappear last time I checked. So, oh well. I'll just connect it to Joplin. Take the iron from down there. All the other towns. But yeah, we pretty much have enough money to do anything now. Why is it so hilly here?
Not like smooth hills. Like
Yeah.
easy bumps.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was up with the map generator in this game. Like the Great Plains. Now the Great Hill. Oh man, like the actual mountains in this game are a nightmare.
Yeah, that's what I've got to load up. Because, I mean, there's that one little tiny mountain range.
And that's just a small section, yeah. Actually, yeah, now that we've been talking about that for the past 10 minutes, I have to show you that one campaign map. It's sad too, because it's like, I think the 4th map in the campaign. And it's just the steepest lines in the game. I mean, yeah, it's the Rocky Mountains. Yeah, it's worse than the Alps map. The ones that should have high mountains.
Someone else joined in. We got a few, or a few more watching than normal.
Oh, okay.
More new comments.
Yeah, see, I'm not getting anything on mine. I don't know why.
That's the same with me on pretty much anything. Twitch or YouTube or whatever. Like when I'm trying to watch my own thing, like the chat doesn't seem to update right, and her account's always off.
Yeah.
But I don't do it that often.
Oh well. I'll just have to check my net. 'Cause it is fast. Because the other day, I was doing some downloads. Try to get Maya working so I can create some mods and stuff.
Oh yeah.
51 megabytes a second.
Yeah.
Just
yeah, so that's not the problem.
yeah, it's definitely not my internet. That's for sure.
That's that like space kind of like colony game, right? You're building your little colony. What are you talking about modding out? Or the
No, I was talking about the program. You're
Oh,
thinking of, yeah, there's one that's something like that, isn't it?
something like that. It's got some kind of name like that. Oh, it's, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember it though.
Lost in my library.
I think the best thing about this game is, despite the era of music, it fits any era in the game. Really, this isn't a large station. Alright, I'll upgrade it. Thought I built one there. Like, even in the year 2050, bluegrass still works. Yeah, after all the time I played all these games, just like etched in my head. Every note. Specifically the main menu. Probably the top 10 songs I wish would stop playing. Yeah. Like, yeah, even if I just want to go from Little Rock to Fort Smith, that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Not as much, but it's just annoying.
Yeah.
So I'll do it anyway. We still have $6 million left.
I got years.
Be a bit windy. I think that's the least of our problems at this point.
Got a new comment. What is this? Yeah, I thought of the nukes. Multiplayer KSP as well. Good though, carry on.
Yeah.
IMAC.
Actually, that might be an old comment. I think about it.
Popped up.
Oh
What
well.
is the hardest map?
Yeah, that's gonna be a very long way. Oh well. You know what? Let's use a steam engine, even though we just electrified the whole thing. Sure, why not?
Oh, one of the that new one, right? Or no?
Yeah, actually, between that and the bipolar, probably would do a slightly better job. Let's see how well it does, though. Like our only modern steam engine. Wow, $20,000 raise. Yep, we're not even done expanding yet. All I hear are the cash sounds flowing in.
Oh, you know, I'm not even thinking about that because I've got the stream muted. Double hear you.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, we're talking about the music, and it's because I know what the music is we're talking about, but I'm like, it's actually been pretty quiet.
Hey, Monte. So the last train was like maybe 400,000 from Fort Smith to Little Rock. From Little Rock to Fort Smith, 1.2 million.
Yes, you said they might be a little bit of a different price, not.
Yeah, and then yeah, I'm just looking like we have 3 trains that have passed like 500,000 each. No, sorry, 5 trains now. Yeah, that's the power of booming economy for you.
Oh, that did hit, right.
Yeah. Oh wow, one of our trains actually ran out of sand. That's rare. How did you miss it? Ow. Oh. Oh no, that's not good. Even though it's passing by it, it's not counting that as an actual service station because it's built right on top of where the normal station is.
Oh, so it only is doing one pop or something.
Yeah, so it's doing nothing. And I built it too close to the switch, so... Ah well. I was wondering, how do you run out of sand on a near perfectly flat hill? That's how. I was wondering why I was going 5 miles an hour over a slight bump. Yeah, no sand in a train on a hill is disaster.
Found that zone.
Yeah, like the minimum value for trains right now is like 400,000 each. Oh, I almost forgot. We left all our Canadian friends out the loop, though we bought rights there a long time ago. Whoop. Yeah, let me fix that. London, Canada.
First.
Yep. I forgot too, because Canada actually has some pretty good stuff in it. Usually it's the lumber capital of the map, though. In this case, it is the lumber capital of the map. Go figure. Yeah.
That flat land. Oh man.
Oh yeah, this is. Yeah, this is what the entire rest of the map is supposed to be,
Yeah,
but isn't.
Like that's that grassland.
Yeah, I wish I connected this up a long time ago. Been really useful.
Yeah, what else has been going on? Well, since we've even played. New besides KSP and.
Yeah. Oh, we did get a new message. Sorry.
Very similar to the one.
Yeah, I need to figure out what I did to my YouTube streaming thing, because it does still have that image of Jebediah and that giant nuke in the background. I knew I forgot something.
No, I think it probably just takes time to. Kind of pointless when you're wanting to live stream and
Yeah, but I think I might have accidentally made it permanent. Is the problem.
I have to go in too because I don't even. I knew you could live stream on YouTube, but I didn't know you could like set the
image. Yeah. I think it.
Or maybe I thought it is, and it's just like my icon or something. It's pure. Yeah.
Right. It usually just picks like a random frame from the stream that's already in progress.
Yeah, it's like a thumbnail. Art.
Yep.
Art in Canada? No.
Must be Hart. Yeah, Hart, Michigan. Yeah, we have $16 million basically. We're good to go.
Part of the country I haven't really been to.
Yeah, I haven't really been anywhere past, say, New York, Georgia, Florida, and got it. Like Canada when I was 8.
Texas is kind of it's a hard state to get out of.
Oh yeah, Texas, I mean, it's like 8-hour trip just to go halfway out of it.
Yeah. I lived there, I was in Austin, so I know that pain. No, you're just not leaving.
Yeah, yeah.
You're gonna go vacation in Texas over there.
Yeah.
A 6-hour drive.
I actually visited South Texas a few months ago. It's very nice down there.
It is.
At least weather-wise.
Island area or where?
Yeah, because I live up north, and the weather we got is horrendous.
Yeah.
We're the ones who originated that stereotype of Texas weather changing like 4 times in a day to any season. It is like that up here, though, sadly.
Crazy, yeah. Even Central Texas, it was a little bit not as
Yeah.
extreme, but it's all over.
Yeah, but we have
Wait,
5
so
years.
that-
Oh. 5 years to basically prove our company value.
So all the trains you're running are pretty much the same setup, correct? Like how many
Right.
cars and all that.
Yeah. I mean, I could do it a bit better, but I mean, when you play the game for a few thousand hours, you just kind of find something that works in general.
It's that whole, decision of how fine-tuned you want to go down there and fix every line perfect and
Right.
have everything just...
Yeah, that's also why I went back to just using one train for like every 2 cities. Because I used to use like 2 per town set, and that just got very hard to manage after 200 something trains.
Yeah, because that's why I've noticed it's like, there's no point to have really trains going longer distance. Pretty much have each towns have trains running back and forth.
There's a small method to the madness.
That hill right after Mount.
Yeah.
The Mount Pleasant, that's not so...
Yeah, it's like Mount Pleasant is a small hill, and then things that wouldn't be are bigger than Mount Everest. Yeah. I mean, I could cheat and use the map editor to smooth some of this stuff out, but why bother? Yeah, everything now is just going to be connected to each other. It really doesn't like that hill. Oh well. One thing I'm glad we... yeah. But one thing I'm glad we don't have to do is, connect each individual industry with a station. That would be horrible.
Management of the trains, I mean, you had to, like, manage each train and what they carried all the time. That'd just be...
Oh yeah, that'd be...
much,
yeah. I mean, each map has, like, 50 cities or more anyway.
Yeah.
You just get down to love the entire any cargo option. Yeah. I rarely use like any freight or any passenger anymore, unless the map specifically needs me to. We still have so many cities left to connect. This is even the largest map in the game.
Think though where you started from.
Yeah, I know. Just to think, humble beginnings.
Yeah.
Right here. Technically up to Chicago though. But yeah. It's really the first maybe 5, and not even that, like the first 2 years of the game determines if you're going to win the whole scenario or not.
Yeah. Now it's just kind of rinse and repeat.
Yep.
Every time you do it, you keep making more and more money. And we've stepped on everyone along the way, so there's no...
Yeah, on any other map, we'd be, like, fighting desperately for control right now. Because there have been maps I lost because the goal was to be the only player left, and they were worth, like, 50 million or more. Just a ridiculous amount.
Of an even match to
right.
destroy 'em. Oh, you're doing well.
Yeah.
Probably, you're making money, but not...
It's very hard to sabotage an expert, though. Because, like, the moment you connect tracks to them, they pretty much win.
Thanks, game over.
Yeah. The worst part is, though, they'll actually connect to you automatically.
Yeah. double track, like where one. No, I guess you could where like one track is yours, and one track is theirs.
Right. Well, nah. Double track works the same regardless.
Yeah, it's just.
Right.
I guess you could build track close to somebody's track, but.
Oh yeah. Like some of my friends when we're playing, they're just like, we're gonna build track next to yours or over and above yours and stations in the same city. It gets ridiculous.
How does that work out though for goods? Like, say you're both going to the same city, does it just that it already happens to work out like whenever your train gets there?
Yeah, it's pretty much whoever delivers faster at that point.
Okay.
So there have been some cases where even if you're faster, it'll still pick over the other person. It's pretty much a half and half thing.
Yeah.
They usually just want to share stations at that point. Let's see. Yeah, then the map, as you can see, is just getting ridiculous to try to hook things up. Like, where's St. Louis? Don't get me started on the actual attestation list, though. It's just... it's pages now. We're not even done yet. This is the complexity of such a simple game.
Down by Little Rock, there's like some down on the southwest. Not connected, it looks like.
Yeah, I think that you're looking at a Mountain View. Trying to get there now, actually.
Yep, Mountain View.
Yep. I forgot about it. Like, what's that little white speck over there?
Yeah, because it's like on the main map where you're building out, like on the right, it's covered up by something, but on the bottom left you could see.
Right.
Back.
Actually, there's something I keep forgetting about, but it's pretty easy to exploit. In addition to building industries, you can build hotels and other things for like passenger and mail stuff.
Yeah.
So, even if it's on an enemy railway, if you put a hotel there, will make a small amount of money, and they're very cheap, only 100,000 each.
Oh, so it's good to pretty much throw a hotel down.
Yeah, like in every city. Not to mention it makes passengers wait there longer, and obviously the profit. The only problem is too many hotels will like divide the shares equally, so gotta be careful. Hotel Tycoon 3, they never told you. Yeah, same goes for, well, post offices are just, they keep mail longer. Restaurants also do the same thing as hotels, just even more money, and save for taverns. So that's how you really capitalize on passenger travel. But like I said, it is, to get money out of that is just too complicated, usually. Stick with cargo and you'll make money.
You know where your passenger lines are.
Right.
All that. Yeah, you gotta make sure it's simple.
It really only works between like 3-star cities and higher anyway. Because they're usually the only one with enough houses in them.
That would make sense. I mean, I guess you could set that as like a restriction for a restaurant on any 3-star.
Right. I wish the track mini-map was a little bit bigger. The max resolution on this game isn't that big. It is impressive though for 2003 standard. It goes up to like 1,700 by I think 900 pixels.
Yeah.
Really big.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I do get surprised. I mean, I haven't, like I said, I haven't been able to play it too much, but every time I go in, I'm surprised by it because I think it's not going to be as nice as it
Really is, yeah. People still say the second game is the best in the series, though. But I feel 3 is just the three-dimensional version of 2 with the stock market. I can understand why people say 2 is still better, a little bit. Regardless, they're both great games. They just suffer from 90s UI. Oh man, so many games would be perfect nowadays if the UI in them had been a whole lot better. Oh well, it was the 90s. Things had to be colorful, vibrant, and stick out, and all that wonderful stuff. They didn't have to make sense. Finally used the undo button. Now I think about it, I could have used it earlier instead of deleting all that track. Oh well.
I remember that.
Yeah. Whoops. Honor conveniences to forget about. Oh well. Yeah, we pretty much own the US at this point. At least this section of it. Yeah. No, I take it back. That was the hardest campaign map in the game. The hardest map in the game is alternate USA. There's only one way to beat it. Just one.
What's
because
that? Yeah, what's that?
It's you literally have to watch a video on it. It's that complicated. Because it's the US if the Civil War was still going on like 100 years later, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is. Any common sense you can make out of any map disappears.
That's all. I'm just wondering, like, how out there it is. I gotta check it out.
Yeah, it is the most out there scenario there is in any game. I mean, it is fun, but it's very hard even just to get like bronze.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
real kind of fun.
it's. I mean, even experts, like better than I am, struggle with that thing. If you want a challenge, go to scenario mode and fire that map up. You'll get what you pay for. Ooh. And we're still connecting. Oh, guess what? We spent $16 million. Yeah, but I mean, just look at the trains already. I just unpause. Yeah. Really? I forgot another service station. Wow.
I'll be right back.
Alright. Alright. Well, we should wait for Monte to come back. But unfortunately, I gotta go, everyone. I got stuff to do tomorrow. But, this was a lot of fun. Hope Monte can come back in the, next time. But, yeah, rail boosted economy. You don't say. Railroads have worked together. Keyword rail roads. Plural. Whoops. Accidentally pressed the wrong button. There we go. Yeah. Plural. Yep. I think we won this map whether we have the value or not. Almost. But we'll have to finish it next time, everyone. Anyway, I've been Jam764, and, well, if you were on a break right now, it was Monte Rinko Gaming, and hopefully we'll both be back, or at least I'll be back, to finish this map for once, and maybe actually beat it properly. One way to find out. Anyway, bye everyone.